Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave, and today we're continuing our playthrough of Tank Duel. This is the expansion 1 North Africa, and I'm also using Tank Pack 1, the other expansion. And this is, we've already been in play and we've been through the deck 2 times. We're on 3 times to go through. And a couple things I got to make corrections on that I haven't done correctly, and fortunately for me, Mike Berticelli, who's the game designer, has been watching my video, and he's been offering me corrections. And on this last one, he sent me several, and which is not a problem because it really does help. Some of the things I think I was doing and not being consistent with, but a couple things that I'm starting to really get a good grasp on. One is, he said to make sure that even if the tank's moving, we still pull a card to see if there was wind, because that's part of the consumption of using the extra deck as part of the timing of the game. So even though it's not going to have an effect, we still pull that card. It consumes that card, so I need to do that. Another one is that I haven't been doing, and quite honestly, I just missed this, and thank goodness he pointed it out. I went back and read, so there's a couple things. So if you have a target acquired like I do here, if I move or if that tank moves, I lose that acquired. I have to reacquire it. So either one of us moves, we lose that. Or if he gets a concealed or something else, we lose that. Okay, so that's one thing that I haven't been paying close attention to. The other one is flanking, and I was playing it, I wasn't playing it right, and there's a couple different rules and different ways to get flanking off of your tank. And you do it through move actions. I'm going to flip here to the rules real quick. But there's a defensive flanking, and there's 4 ways a player can remove a flank counter. You play a flank card, and that while your tank is in motion, and you get rid of the flank card. You play a flank card when you're not in motion, so as their entire tank action. So this would simulate that you're rotating your whole tank towards the tank that had you flanked. You play a single move card during a tank's action and pull a battle card to attempt to remove the flank card. And the way you do that is your battle card has to be less than your move level. That will take that off. Or you play 2 move cards during a tank action. So same thing happens with the Robota. If they play 2 move actions, that flank comes off there. So this is if I understand it right, it's how they get out of peril, right? So the tank's trying to do some things to get out of peril, and so they can't be, destroyed. Okay, so those are a couple big things. The other one that I haven't been doing at all, shame on me, is I really have to use the Robota player aid a lot better. There's a tactics reaction. Man, I was looking everywhere for this and could not find it. It's right under my nose. So anytime I play a tactics card, the Robota gets a chance to play one to beat me. Or anytime that I do a fire, a flank, a spot action, or fire an anti-tank gun, which I'm not using right now, infantry attacks, or play a train card as a field action on them, they get a chance, the Robota gets a chance to defeat that number. And I haven't been doing that. So I've kind of been cheating the Robota a little bit. So with all that said, we're going to try to do this. Now, the other thing in this Robota player aid is there's a Robota movement chart. And in this, it tells you, it's a flow chart, and it says, can you do this, yes or no? Can you do this, yes or no? And you keep doing that until you get an action that tells you what to do. I just haven't been doing that. It will add a little play time to the playthrough, but it does give the Robota more of what's he doing? What's he trying to do? So you have to answer some questions. Is he, does the tank have a high quality shot on him? Yes or no. Then does something else happen? Yes or no. So eventually you'll find out, should he be moving? Should he be backing up to get away from me? That's something that I haven't ever done, is had a tank actually back up to try to lower the type of shot. So this is a good place to fix these rules, and we're already in a battle here and we got things going on, and I think this is a good time to make sure we incorporate these things, and this will give us a good playthrough on this. Okay, so when we left off, I just shuffled the deck, so we're getting ready to go through it, starting the third time, and both tanks were in peril. So they're both in peril right now. I do have him spotted because he hasn't moved. Well, he is moving. So I lose my acquisition on tank 1. Okay, because he's moving. So there you go. Fix that right now. So I'm not going to get as good a shot on him this time. So he is moving. Okay. So I think we're ready to start and get all my player aids here ready to go. And we've already done initiatives, and the first initiative is the Panzer III. So we'll go to him, and first thing we got to do is his administration step. So he's new here, but we're going to pull to see if there's wind, and there is. So he would have had a dust. So we're going to put the dust on him, the blowing dust, but if he moves, it'll go away. Okay. Next thing we do is we check to see he doesn't have any other administrative actions that he needs to do. There's no fire, no crew. Okay, so now he's in peril. He wants to see if he can fire at a high quality target. For him, that is a 2-hit of 65. Okay, so 65, and he's at 800. I got a guy at 600 and a guy at 200, so that's at 1,000. So his target, his 2 hits of 65 with this tank right now. So I'm sure that he's not going to have it with the dust. Is -5 plus the -5 of my size, and my cover's 20. So yeah, he doesn't have. So that's a 45. What did I say? 800,000. Yeah. So that's a 45, 40, 35. So he doesn't have a low quality shot either. Okay. So he doesn't. Oh, gee whiz, Dave. He needs his cards. He is a seasoned. So he gets 1, 2, and 3. Okay. It's a flank, a tactics, and a fire card. All right. Doesn't have smoke. Doesn't have leadership. So he's going to attempt to move. Okay. For him to move, this is where we look at our flow chart here. The first one is enemy with a high quality shot. The answer is no. Can you reach a high quality shot? So for him, he would have to move up to 600. That would give him a 74, but it's -30 on his everything, so that'd be a 44. Even if he moved up to 400, which would be a 600, yeah, that would be a 74. So the answer is no. He cannot reach the high quality shot. Can he reach a red range box? He can if he moves twice. So if we say yes, then we say, can he reach, does he have terrain? The answer is no. So he moves 200 meters toward a low quality shot. Okay. So he can move 200 meters. That's what he's going to do. The blowing dust comes off, and because he's still moving, because he doesn't have terrain, he'll be moving. Now, he has a flank card, so he can play his flank card. And his flank card, let's see, he would flank the Crusader because that's the closer target. So this is tank number 2. So he's going to flank me. Now he's moving, so both my tanks can spot him. So we're going to spot tank number 2 and tank number 2. So we both spotted him. So he's moving, he flanked me, and that's where we're at on his primary. Now we do his secondary action. Attempt to haul down, he can't do because he's moving. Spot an enemy, that's an I. So he's going to attempt to spot, and the tank he should attempt to spot is the Crusader. He gets to pull 2 cards to spot. The first one, and there it is, he spots me. But he should pull 2 cards, and it's a spot for sure. So he moved, but he spotted tank number 4. Okay, so he's got me spotted. He flanked me and he spotted me. We spotted him because he moved. Okay, now we go to the cleanup. The active tank did not fire. He does not have a command card. He doesn't acquire anybody. Discard all his battle cards, and he was in peril, so we discard this card right here. So these 3 come off. Go there, and this card comes off, goes in my stack that way. All right, that was him. The next tank is a 13. That's the Crusader. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. First thing that we need to do is discard this, and we need to see if there's a gust of wind here. There's not. But there's always, Mike said, there's always the cover, the -5 for the blowing dust. So this is always there. And what happens is, I'm getting it now, I think. What happens is when you pull the smoke icon, the wind blows all the dust off, but there's always blowing dust. That gives you that cover 5. But you can always have the vehicle dust can blow away and won't be on there, which causes a lot more. So right now we have blowing dust to 5. Okay. So he said in his note to me, he said there's always a -5, but this is the dust that's in the air when you're fighting here. Okay, hang on just a minute. Okay, so here's how I read this, and Mike is bound to make a correction to me if I get this wrong, but this is the way I take it. The gust check is the smoke check. So we pull a battle card, and you leave any dust counters or smoke card in that vehicle's holding box. Otherwise, remove all dust counters and any smoke card from the vehicle's holding box. So that's when you're running regular dust counters and that. But we're playing, this scenario has blowing dust. And blowing dust is in effect, all vehicles apply a cover 5 effect to all fire actions taken against them in addition to cover and to hit effects. Okay. And if you reveal that, you add a blowing dust counter. So there could be up to 10 if the gust of wind blows in a big dust counter. Okay. All right. We're going to try and keep pecking away at this. I think I got this time. So these guys have this. Okay. So he has his gust of wind, or his blowing dust is there. And he's got this guy at range 0, so that's 200 meters to him, and he's got this guy out at 800, but he's going to target the Panzer III, who is moving. But that's who we're going to take our shot at here. And I hope. Let me see if I got a fire card now. Move. Fire 7. I can't use that one. Sand Hill. There's a fire 2. Yep. So I got a fire card. So he's going to fire with a fire. He has a fire 2, and it's a +5 to hit, which offsets the dust. Okay, so we are at 200 meters. That's a 94 on my hit table. Okay. Don't have a leadership card to play. Not flanked by the tank that I'm firing at. So that's the other thing. I could have moved and tried to get rid of that, but I want to kill this guy first. So I'm not flanked. I already offset the 2 cards there, so there's no other modifier in my box. His cover is a 30 because he's moving, so that drops me to 64. And he's a -5, so 59 is my hit number. So here we go. I need a 59 or less. 15, hitting. Boom. All right. So here we go. Now I got to determine the hit location. And it is a 3, which is his hull. So we hit him in the hull. All right. Next thing is penetration. My penetration at 200 is 7, and his hull is a 5. So I'm +2 right now on my penetration, and I get a modifier of +4. But I have a light damage only gun, but I do hit him. So I penetrated, and now we check for damage. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I did not check to see if my tank crew was fatigued from the heat. I'm going to do that because this is the card that should have done that, and he is a seasoned, and they are not fatigued. Okay. Okay, here comes my damage pool. Right here, this is against his hull, and it's light damage. And the number was 9, so no critical hit. And the hull, light damage. The driver is wounded. Okay, so we flip him over up here, and he's now a wounded driver. Okay. And I think we're good on that now. All right. That was his. He's an 87. He's a 41. So we're going to come to this guy. I didn't check him for fatigue, but I won't worry about that one. Okay, so we come to the 41. First thing we'll do is check for wind. None there. And we got to check to see if he's fatigued. He is a seasoned commander. They are not fatigued. Okay. So here we go. Let's see what he's going to do. He's in peril. He's going to see if he has a high quality shot. He's got a 200 range right there, which is 89. He's using APCR ammo, so that makes it 93. I think he's going to have one. We'll go through the hit numbers now. So we start with 89. Let's see. No. Oh, I didn't check. Man, I'm telling you what. I hate jump. It's been 2 days, and I've got to get my sequence back. Okay. So we checked for fatigue. We checked for wind. Here he is. The first thing he's going to do, he wants to take a high quality enemy target. So he's going to see if he's got that. So the first thing we have to do is check for success on the Robota 8. And to do that, we check against his fire number, which is 8. He is a 1, and half of that's a 4. He gets 2. He's got 2 fire numbers now that he can do. So he'll be able to pick the area that he wants to hit against the Crusader. Okay, so his number would be 89. No leadership card. He's not an acquired target. Plus 10 if the target's flanked, not by him. Okay, modifiers from terrain, smoke, remove card in his modifiers way is a PCR. So his 89, oh, that's for penetration anyway. So it's 89. He would stop moving when he fires, and it would put him in the depression. So he gets to check for concealment, which is 20 or less, and that's a 40. He also has to check to see if he's bogged, 10, he's not. Okay, so he's in a depression, and he has no other modifiers, so we're still at 89. He has subtract the cover from terrain for the card movement. Okay, I'm -5 plus the blowing dust is -20, so he takes that 89 down to 69. And -10 for the size, so it's a 59. So he needs a 59, and I take that back. It's 64 because he's firing at the Crusader, who had the blowing dust, but it's -20. Okay, so let's do this again. And I got doing this when I'm actually coming across. So he has 89, -5 for the blowing dust, makes it 84, -20 for his cover. He's 64. So it's still a better shot than this one. So that's who he's firing at, the Crusader. He needs a 64 or less. 88, he missed. Okay. So we do his secondary action. He fired his APCR. He wants to go hull down. His hull down number is 30 or less. 70. Does not get it. Okay. And he spots, and that's it for his secondary action. Okay. So he's now in the depression. It'd be blowing dust and vehicle dust. And we do his discard peril card. And we do his action cleanup. So we get rid of these two cards right here. All right, and that is it for the Panzer III, which now leaves me with the M3 Stewart. So he can take a shot, and we have a fire card that's a 7, so that works for us. So we have a 7. So he's going to take a shot. He's at 600. He's at 600, and he's at 0. So that's the tank he's going to fire at. Let's see. It's a -5 to hit. So that's not helping me any, but I'm at 600. So that's a 74 on my 2 hit. -5 is 69. Before I go any further, I got to check for wind, and I got wind. It would have blown, I still have the blowing dust. And then I got to check for crew fatigue. Nope, they're good. Okay. So we're going to take, here we go again. I'm at 74 for my range, and I had a -5 on my fire card, which made it 69. I don't have a leadership card to play. He's not acquired. He's not flanked. So I'm going to go +or- hit modifier from terrain, smoke, and all that stuff. This is in my card. So -5. So I'm at 69, makes me 64. Now I do his. He has cover, lowers him to 54. He has vehicle dust, 44, and blowing dust makes it a 39. So I shoot with a 39, a 54. I missed. Okay, so his target was obscured there, didn't see him. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to see if there's anything here that I want to get rid of. Well, he's going to play the sand card on this guy right here. He was moving. We'll play that and put him in the sand. It's that move card there. Now he has to check for bog. See if he gets bog. It's a 40. He did. He got bogged. Okay. So let's see. I need a bog marker. And the bog marker slows him down from a 6 to a 3. We put that on there and he's bogged. Okay. And that's on entry and to leave. So he has to check again when he attempts to leave. All right, I have a move, hill lock, move. I got plenty of move cards, so 1, 2, none of them are all that good. I think I'll discard that move card. Oops, discard that one. I already got a couple here if I want to move. And I got a couple locations here, so I think we'll get rid of the hill lock too. Okay, that leaves me with 3 cards. Okay, here we go. And he's in the sand, so he's not moving now, so he has vehicle dust and he has blowing dust. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go. Got to determine initiative. I have 3 cards. I get 4, 6, 8. He's elite. That's 9. He's seasoned. But he gets 1. There's 10. I have 3. So I get 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards. Move, 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 move. Tactics. Move, move. Holy crap. Everything's a move card. Well, I can play. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I need to get out of that flanking crap right there. I'll tell you that. So I'm going to play. He's going to use this move card, try to get unflanked. We've got another hill crest for him to go to. And this guy, 49, 48. Tactics. Ooh, and spotted. Okay. See, he fired. And he fired, which means he would have been spotted too by him when he fired. Okay. So let's see, I need a fire card. I got 1, 2. Okay, I got a couple of those. So 49, 48. Just looking for I'm looking for one of the lowest cards that's not a fire card that I can use. Yep, and that'll be 48 right here. Okay. All right, let's see what these guys do. We'll pull for their initiative. He gets 1. It's a 17, a 30, and a 22. All right, 17, 30, 22. And for his initiative, Okay, first thing we need to do is check for his peril. No command cards. All right, so we have for his peril number +1 for each tank that has him spotted. So that's 2. Nobody's flanking him. Let's see, he's not in mine, mud, or field. He's not bogged. And he spotted 2 tanks, so he's back to a peril of 0 here. And let's see, he needs an operational card. And he needs an operational card. Okay. So he's back to 0. All right. And that's a 7, so he's not in peril. Okay, not in peril. He doesn't have a card less than 10, and he does not have a card greater than 90. If he has target spotted, so both targets are spotted. He has an armor of 4. He has an armor of 4. And let's see, at range 600, that's a 5. And at 600, that's a 5. So the penetration value is not less than or equal to the lowest facing armor. And at 600 with a 77 minus, right now, minus 15, 30, and 40, he does not have a high quality shot. His high quality shot's a 65. And otherwise choose the highest battle number. So his is 30. Okay, that took care of those 2. Now we'll do the Panzer III G, 91, 83, and 82. Okay, so again, we check for peril. He does not have a command card. All right, each tank that has him spotted, that's +2. +2 for a player tank that has an active, let's see, +2 if he's in mine, mud, or field card, but I believe because he's in the sand card, he gets +2. So now he's +4. Oh, and he's bogged. That makes him +6. All right, I just want to make sure about the sand card because that's an important little train sets. Let's see here, checking real quick. Hang on just a minute. Okay, I found it. So on his peril, it is add 2 if he's in sand or open ground. So that counts just like that. So he has +2 because 2 tanks have him spotted. He gets +2 if he's in sand, so he's at +4, and he's bogged. That's +6, so he's in peril there. +6, -1 for each tank, so now he's at +4. No acquisitions. But he has flanked a tank, so he went from 6 to 4 to 2, and he's a 1, so he's in peril. Okay, so we have him in peril. In peril, you select the lowest battle number. So in this case, it's 82. All right. So the lowest for him wasn't very low. All right. Now we have everybody set up. So now we're ready to begin the battle, to continue the battle. All right, lowest 30, 82, 48, 14. So the Crusader is first. First thing we'll do is check for no gust of wind, and we have to check for fatigue. And no fatigue on this seasoned. Okay, so for this tank, he's going to move. All right. He's going to move one. This is going to come off because he's moving. So this one goes there. So he's going to move. And he's going to stop on the hill crest, which means he gets the blowing dust and he gets the vehicle dust. Okay, and that move puts him at range 0. So he's at the same range as that Panzer J over there, which may or may not be. Maybe I went the wrong direction. Actually, maybe I should have backed him up instead of getting closer. Yeah, gotta get in there and kill him, man. That's what we're gonna do. We're getting up close. We're getting up close and personal here. Okay. Of course, they would have spotted me. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so I moved one card. So I get to pull a battle card to see if I get unflanked. It's a 4, which is less than my move number, so it did. So I got unflanked. So I got him off of my flank by moving. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, learn all these little rules, man. That's what keeps the game going. So that take care of him. Next is 30. This is the J. Okay, so we have to check him. No mission priority. Fired a high quality target at range 0. He's firing at this Crusader. Okay, one thing I didn't do, I didn't check my conceal and I didn't check my bog. The conceal number is 25. Hey, it's 25. He concealed, which means they lost him, so they don't see him. That's exactly what we needed on that one. Okay, I also got to check to see if he bogged at 15. It's 92. No. All right. So he doesn't see him. Whew. Okay. So we're here at this tank. First thing we're going to do is check the wind. No wind. So it stays blowing dust and vehicle dust. All right. Now we check for his fatigue. And he's a seasoned, he's fatigued. So the only thing he gets this turn because of that is his primary action. He does not get a secondary action. Okay, we need to pull his cards. He gets 3 cards. He actually gets 4 cards because he's at range 0. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's a leadership and another flank card and a fire card. Okay, he's got all kinds of stuff here that he can use. All right, so he's going to fire at a high quality target, which I do believe this guy's at 600. That's a 77 minus 15 minus 25. Yeah, it drops him down less than a high quality. Okay, at range 0, he's a 95. So let's run the numbers and see what we get here. He's a 95. He gets a leadership card, so he gets plus 20. That makes him 115. Nobody's acquired. He hasn't flanked them. His 2 hit modifier is minus 15, so he's at 115. So now he's at 100. Okay, over here, 100, 90, 85, 65. So he's down to a 65, which is still, that's it. That's a high. Oh, minus 5 makes him 60. So he's 60. So he's not a high quality enemy target. Okay. Move if robotic tank can flank enemy or find terrain with greater cover. Okay. So now he may try to flank me. So we go to his move, because at fire level he had success. Now at a move level for success, that's not and that's not. He cannot do the move level because he does not get the success. So we go to the next step, which is leadership if effective. That's going to be a fire table. Fire at low quality enemy target. And we know that is a 60 on here, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to fire. He's a 60 at my Crusader. He gets a 21. He hit him. Okay, his penetration is 8. His penetration is 8. And we don't know what he's going to hit yet. So we have to pull for the hit number. And it's a 2, which is the hull. Okay, so he fired. He's going to hit my hull at a 2. Now we pull. Penetration. His penetration was 8. My hull's a 4. He's plus 4. And he gets a minus 4, which is a penetration, which is 0. So he does not penetrate. It bounced off. Whoa. Oh, how lucky can I get? So it bounced off. He does not get a secondary action. Wow. That was close. Woo. Bounced off of me. All right. That's the end of that tank. His cards come off. Go back in the deck. And we have 48, which is this guy now. So he's sitting up here on this, in this waddy. Here's a fire card, and here's a fire card. He's going to take, you know what, I'm going to save one of them. I'm going to fire, we're going to fire one fire card. He can spot a target a spotted enemy tank. He's going to shoot at this guy right here. So he's at 600. And now I have to check on my tactics card. Attempts of fire, flank. Pull a battle card. If the target number on the pulled battle card is equal to or lower than the number of decks that have already been played. So we played 2 decks. So it's got to be a 0 or a 1. It's a 0. He defeats. I don't get to fire at him. So his tactics played out. That's something I've been missing. That is something I've been missing right there. The other thing I didn't do was check for the wind. Man, you gotta remember this stuff. There is wind, but I didn't have a vehicle dust on me. And I had to check for the fatigue. And the fatigue was no. So they're good there. Okay. That was that guy. All right. So he got a tactics against me. That's the thing I've been missing. I should have played one when I put that sand on there. These are things you got to try to remember. Okay, we're up to this guy here at number 82. He gets 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We got to check for the wind, and no wind again. So the tank dust and the blowing dust stays there. And he gets, let's see, he's in peril. So he is fired a high quality enemy target in peril. Oh, I have to check for his fatigue. And it is fatigued. So he gets only his primary action. All right, So here we go. He's at range 0, 600. He's a 74. So it's definitely not going to be a high quality target. Smoke, he doesn't have a smoke card. Leadership, no. Otherwise, move. So an 8, he can't move, and a 5 is not half, he can't move. So he's not going to do anything, he's sitting there. And spot the enemy, he's going to try to spot tank number 3. He gets 2 spotter cards. 1, nope. 2, no. So he does not spot. That's the end of his action. That card comes over. These come off. And that's the end of that round. Okay. Get his next operational card up here. All right, here we go. Now, see. I should have discarded 1 card. Is all I was going to discard off of my group there. Actually, I ought to discard it. I think we'll discard this one also. So we'll keep a couple move cards in the tactics just in case. Okay. So I have 3. All right, sorry my phone rang. Let's see. We're getting ready to do our initiatives. So again, we get 4, 6, 8, plus 1's 9, plus 1's 10, and I have 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So I get 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tactics, move, sand, sandstorm, rough, up, shuffle. That one comes out, and I get 1 card right here, and it's going to be time to shuffle the deck. And that's going to be a good place to leave this. I'm going to call this one today. We'll shuffle the deck, and that's going to take us down to only 2 more times through. And I think that might be a good place to leave this. It's probably been about 40 minutes or so on this video, as opposed to, and then hopefully the next time we'll get through another deck, and then we'll also get to the final deck. So that'll make it a 3-part video. I think I'm comfortable with that. It'll give everybody a chance to see how I'm doing on this one. See if I made too many mistakes again. I hope not. The dust and things, it really adds some flavor to the game, I think. I really do like that. The oh, see, in here I forgot this, right? Man, there's so many little things you gotta remember. I wasn't doing this. I forgot to add my because it's very hot. I forgot to add the modifiers for the range. Now the guys that were in close, less than 600, didn't affect anything. So these guys right here that were fighting, that were real close, didn't affect anything. This guy here, though, that was out here at 600, it would have affected him at least once. He would have had a -5. Not that he hit him, so it didn't really, I don't think it changed anything. But you got to remember that one also. The fatigue check I've been doing. The very hot, so we have vehicle dust, heat, haze, crew fatigue, blowing dust. Okay, and if so on the blowing dust. Okay, so here again, I think I got mixed up a little bit. So cover 5 for all vehicles. Remove if indicated by a gust of wind. Check if vehicle moves. By a gust check, or if vehicle moves. So when the vehicle moves, or if we get the gust of wind that blows all the dust off, then it comes off. Plus, so when it's very hot, vehicle dust, same as hot, plus any time a vehicle moves, place a vehicle dust counter on any vehicle without one and not in motion, occupying a range the vehicle moved from, through, or into. So like when I went to 0 and 0, he should have picked up an extra vehicle dust because I moved in there with him. So a couple things to remember with the dust. It does add a little more complexity, but makes that realism, right? So if you're thinking about it out there and the dust is blowing and we got gusty conditions and all that stuff. So this is pretty cool. Like I said, I think we'll call this one and make it part 2, and then we'll shoot one more part to wrap this up, and we'll see how we do. So far though, I've only had one tank get killed, and the Panzer III has damaged tracks, and he's got a wounded driver now. So other than that, they're still banging away at us. So this is all, I think we're doing pretty good here so far, and we'll see what happens next. All right, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And if you like what we're doing, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys on the next one.